You know, people who have been in tech for as many years as I have been become rather jaded. Everyone comes with this amazing new technology. They kind of think that it's the next best thing to sliced bread. And you've kind of seen so many of these. Well, some of them are startling, but very, very few. And you're like, okay, fine, another company, startup, very excited about what it has created. uh, and you kind of just move on. Most times this happens from big companies. Startups sometimes create amazing stuff. Big companies kind of have little evolutionary improvements over what they already have. And so you kind of look at it, politely applause, move on. But a recent preview on the future of work by Satya Nadella and Microsoft not only got me to stand up in sheer astonishment, but it pretty much, like an earthquake, shook the tectonic plates, the grounds beneath my feet. Basically, what Satya Nadella and Microsoft did was a live demo, a real live demo of how generative AI, mostly GPT-4 with its OpenAI alliance, will get infused into products like Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, etc., and start a new era of computing using the most human interface of all, language, the power of the written and spoken word. Now, here are 6 reasons why the earth shook. And I'm pretty sure it shook beneath Google's feet also, and Oracle's feet also, and other tech giants. And I'm kind of going to go in ascending order. So number 6, small thing, but I was quite impressed by how Nadella framed this as a historical moment. The word historical is often abused, but this one deserves it. It's up there with GUI, graphical user interface, point and click, web, browser in the iPhone. Completely new way of interacting with machines. On a side note, having been in Microsoft, Nadella's knowledge of history was quite impressive too. And the fact that he mentioned the iPhone was also very impressive. It's a competitor product. Nadella mentioned Vannevar Bush's vision of the mimics in a paper called As We May Think. He also talked about Douglas Engelbart's mother of all demos. These were historical announcements which changed work forever. So will this. Number 5 is what they called an autopilot to co-pilot. Now, so far, AI has been working behind the scenes to power pretty much everything we do. Search, social networking, maps, Netflix, e-commerce. It's like electricity. So we only think of it when it's not there, but it powers everything. So it's like an autopilot. It steers our lives from behind the scenes. Microsoft has now brought it up front in our hands. And so in the middle of our lives, like a co-pilot, driving and navigating our work and our lives with us. This product is aptly named Microsoft 365 Copilots and works hand in hand with us. So it's like AI and humans working together. And that brings me to number 4. While AI is there, very powerful AI is there, humans have agency. The final word is what the human does. And so human is not only in the loop, but is also in control. So Copilot, for example, can generate an email or a Word document or a slide deck with almost frightening competency. But it still makes mistakes like ChatGPT. And Microsoft admits that. But so therefore, as a human, you can tweak, edit, add stuff to make it resemble your work. But the drudgery, the repetitive work, the stuff that you have to do before you can add your creativity, is done by Copilot. And you add your creativity, imagination, personality on top. So in some sense, artificial intelligence becomes augmented intelligence. Number 3 is just how all Microsoft's apps work seamlessly together. You can create a sales proposal in Word, and then with a click of a button, the Copilot creates a PowerPoint deck of the same. You want to plan a party? Copilot scans your contacts, creates a to-do list, suggests venues based on your earlier party venues, and then it kind of makes out an email invite and sends it out. It parses your business plan in Excel, summarizes it, creates graphs and decks of what that big Excel sheet actually means, based on the questions you asked, based on the insights you want. This cross-app work is just stunning. And that brings me to number two, the speed, the sheer speed of execution. Microsoft is like, it's not even a big ship, it's like an aircraft carrier. You know how much effort it takes to turn an aircraft carrier? And Microsoft is just, turning on a dime. It's moving so fast. It's moving at the speed of, one of Elon Musk's SpaceX rockets. GPT-4 got launched on about 15 days back. The next day, Microsoft showcased Copilot using large language models like GPT-4. This amazing blistering pace set by this gigantic company should be giving sleepless nights, not only to the tech giants, but even startups, which are the ones which are known for their speed and nimbleness. Number one, however, is this completely amazing thing. See, if you think about it, all other big techs have created walled gardens to entrap their customers and make them loyal, or used graphs to keep within these gardens. So Meta famously created the social graph with all your friends and contacts, and then kept you moving between Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, where the graph sits. Google created the knowledge graph with search as the pivot, and then maps and it's Android and Chrome and YouTube and app stores around it, and kind of trapped you in that. Apple created the garden probably with the highest walls, the walled garden with the highest walls. Once enslaved by iOS, iPhone, you never went to Windows, never went to Android. Microsoft has so far not done that. It has an immensely powerful work properties like Windows and its suite of 365 apps like PowerPoint, Excel, etc. But it never created seamless connectivity between them. With this release, it creates the Microsoft graph across Excel, PowerPoint, Word, OneDrive, Teams, Outlook. So soon, for example, Teams will make more sense than Zoom, since it cross-links all your data and information across other apps and puts it together for you. Nadella announced a product underpinning the graph called Business Chat, which works across your email, your Word documents, your Excel sheets, your PowerPoints, decks, your OneDrive data, your team calls, and your Outlook mails. If you want to write a sales proposal on something, it finds out everything about it across all these properties and puts it together, effectively breaking these silos and sparing you hours of work to look around for information and assembling it together. So Copilot is a combination of three things stitched together: 365 apps like PowerPoint, Excel, etc., Microsoft Graph, which stitches them all together, and a large language model called GPT-4. But it is this graph that I believe that will make Microsoft the biggest of the big techs in months and years to come. I would love to know what you think about this completely amazing announcement released by Microsoft. It's not in our hands yet. This was a preview, but soon it will be, and I do really think it will change work forever. Thanks for listening to me.